Maybe just move back a little bit. In this title here, you see Triptych with the Miracles of Christ. Now, a triptych refers to a painting that's made in three parts, okay? So in three pieces. So 1, 2, 3. Now, another more common combination you will see is a diptych, which is in 2 parts, okay? And anything else is a lot of each. Yeah, okay? Now, so just diptych and triptych. In this part, triptych, which is made of in three parts. Now, oil on board again. Okay, so on board you can see again really flat surface, really flat rendering, similar to the last painting we spoke about. Now, in this painting, unlike the other one, there's a lot of, I guess, stylisation or kind of characterisation of the figures. So you can see here that they're not necessarily anatomically correct. So, you know, the anatomy isn't really correct. So you can see kind of throughout it, a lot of them have really kind of enlarged heads. A lot of them have kind of smaller hands and these kind of awkward kind of poses. Okay, so that's not really like a kind of realistic representation of the human form. Okay, so it's slightly stylised. Now, the other thing, and that's kind of happening throughout the painting. Now, the other thing too is it kind of it doesn't really use a conventional sense of kind of perspective. So perspective is where everything kind of is in proportion. So if I'm looking at you, everything that falls behind makes sense in front of. Whereas here, you can see the perspective, especially in the dining room over on that side, the perspective is kind of tilted up, you know, so it's going to become a much more kind of vertical space. You know, because in this banquet, if you were to look at it conventionally, like in perspectival space, you know, you wouldn't necessarily see those end figures in the position that they are. Like the whole thing's kind of tilted vertically, okay? It's being pushed up. Now, the other thing with the perspectival space is that the figures also in it also don't really make sense with the scale. So, you know, these front figures are similar to size to the figures that kind of are about, you know, 4 or 5 spaces back. Okay, so they've really flattened that perspective. Okay, everything's going to be tilted forward. Now, the other thing with this painting, because it's an altarpiece, unlike all these other paintings where you only do the front side of it, it means you can move around it, and on the back side there's another 2 paintings. Okay, so on the back of it too, it has 2 panels that expose, like 2 extra panels on the back. Okay, so the painting kind of becomes more of an object rather than just being that two-dimensional plane that's kind of common in most of these other paintings in the room. Okay, so you're able to view it in this kind of 360 degrees rather than that conventional 180 degrees like front on. Okay, so